All right, folks, welcome back to episode 57 of the Ginger Ball Podcast. Ryan back on the show, and we have a lot to get to today. One very, very special topic near and dear to our hearts. LeBron James is a Philadelphia 76er. We have
Who is
Steph. Yeah, who is that?
that?
And Bronny soon to be. Steph stuck in Golden State. OKC maybe forcing Denver into some financial trouble. And then Ryan's going to talk about his Prem team picking process. And we might get to a little bit of golf at the end. But folks, Ryan, Beck, how you guys doing?
Doing good. War's been declared on Data Baller, and you should be ready for a full onslaught.
We're just doing fantastic, smiling through it all. Can't believe this is my life. LeBron Ramon James Sr. is on the Philadelphia 76ers.
Ramon. So sick. So let's just go through it. When you got the news, when you got the notification, what were you guys doing? What was your reaction? Let's go through it.
Shout out to LeBron. I was on the golf course playing in the Dillon family outing in Sea Isle. Grouped up with a bunch of my buddies, and I'll get the text from Stevie. Shout out to Stevie that just says LeBron signed with the Sixers. And I said, and we all had, I would say, about 6-foot putts for bogey, all of us. And I said, you need to call him right now and confirm this is real. Called him. He confirmed. We all picked up our putts because my hands were shaking. I couldn't putt. put my putter back in my bag and started running across the golf course to my other friends and other groups and just shouting LeBron fucking James. And it was a glorious fucking moment. It really was.
Yeah, Beck?
It was a little less glorious for me. I was at work and then saw it an hour later somehow because I was on my break and walked back in the office and then saw it. Yeah.
Did anybody at work say it to you, or you just?
I was on break when the notification hit, and I wasn't like looking at my phone at all during the break. And I got back to the office. They told me. I looked at my phone. I go, "Holy fucking shit!" So kind of shock. Yeah. It didn't really hit me until I got to process everything after work. Go on Twitter and see how weird the whole world is, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, I was similar to you, Beck. I was at work and I just got a Slack message that just said LeBron James. And I was like, oh, fuck. And first, the dude's a Rockets fan. So at first I was like, oh, like he went to like Golden State or Cleveland, like whatever the fuck. And then I see the Shams notification. I was like, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. But then I always have to do like the double check because I'm like, it's going to be a fucking Shams.
Fake Shams,
Iranian or something. Like it'll be a fake one.
Yeah.
But fuck, dude. And then I literally just texted. I had like 60 texts. I just, every group chat, just firing stuff off.
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. But one of the craziest like euphoria moments of my life, which is kind of sad, but so special. Yeah. And then similar to you, Beck, it was immediately reading like Data Baller and all these accounts just shitting on it. I was like, fuck off.
Yeah. No, they're a different type of specimen. That's why you have to declare war on people like this. If you don't want to live in a world 5 years from now where we're really deep in the fucking shit, then we need to declare war now. And that's what I'm doing. And I'm declaring war on all these idiots.
I love that deep in the shit is like being at war with Data Baller.
Yeah, hey, trust me, you guys don't want to live in a world where Data Baller controls Twitter. It's just not something we can allow to happen. And I won't. And I will be standing on it and speaking on it.
Special. But what do you guys genuinely think about people sort of being wet blankets about this? Especially, I know we all like the Rights to Ricky Sanchez pod, but Spike Eskin famously not being happy about LeBron throughout the process and now.
So like I think there's like two sides to the coin. A lot of it I think is people being negative on purpose because they know it's gonna like sell because like the LeBron stands uniting with the Philly fans is genuinely a special combination of fiery people. So I think they know that it'll get a lot of interaction and it has. Obviously you've seen like the negative posts go crazy on Twitter. But I genuinely don't think that someone like Spike is doing it for attention. I'm just more surprised. Like I'm fine if you're not like a LeBron guy. Like I can't hate you for that opinion, even though I think it's dumb. I'm shocked at how like down he is about him joining this team. Like at the end of the day, this team is fucking stacked. It's one of the best starting fives ever assembled on paper for my money. I think it's currently the best starting five in basketball, like pretty, and it's not super close in my opinion on a pure talent level. And they have a better bench than they've had in years somehow. And you gave up absolutely nothing to get him. Like, this isn't the Markelle Fultz trade where another time where I felt very euphoric, but like that was for a guy that has never played in the NBA. This is for LeBron fucking James, and we got him essentially for free. There's really nothing to complain about here.
Yeah, Beck.
I just think all the real tangible concerns you have or somebody can have about this team were like they're not affected by LeBron. It comes down to the Embiid rim protection thing.
100%.
So
that's a good point.
Like playoff concerns with their playoff defense, it comes down to his health and his ability to protect the rim and what other lineups they can run around that to possibly hide that a little bit. But I mean, adding LeBron does nothing to fucking like. If you have offensive concerns about this team, I think you're legitimately like you're two in the sheets, and you're like usage rate's the dumbest fucking stat ever to talk
well, also
about.
Jaylen Brown. People are. I'll let you cook, and then I'll.
I think people misunderstand it. I mean, it's a rate based on how many possessions end on a player shooting, assisting, or turning the ball over. It's not like how much they have the ball in their hands. There isn't a stat for that.
And it's like, why do you think Jaylen Brown's usage rate was so fucking high last year? Because it had to be. Like, it's not fucking rocket science.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
His usage rate in the 2 years prior is like 10 to 15%.
Like, wow, I'm so concerned that good players ended possessions with a shot attempt, assist, or a turnover. Like that's shocking to me. What the fuck are you talking about? And then that factor in like. You watch any playoff game or any Sixers game last year where Kelly Oubre can't cut off the fucking ball. No. Now you have wings and LeBron and Brown that I feel much better about that being a possibility and something they can utilize. And you have probably like I think Embiid last year his passing was the best it's ever been. So you have two guys who can play out of the post that are probably top 5 to 10 passers out of the post in the game. And LeBron and Embiid.
Yeah, it's another thing I was going to bring up. I think I loved the Jaylen Brown move once I kind of like wrapped my head around it, just because it was so shocking at first, and I was just like, I can't believe this is real. But I started to really like it. But I think my main concern with the team is like the playmaking ability and the passing ability prior to LeBron signing, and now you bring in the best passer in basketball history to play the 4, and it sounds like he's going to be running some point as well. Which really cool with that. I love getting Maxey off the ball a little bit more. And I'm sure he'll probably play the 5 in some short spurts in some bench lineups as well. I think the only thing that is not even a real concern, but something that you'll have to be ready for is like it's going to take them some time to figure out just the flow of the offense and when guys get their shots, when guys get their touches. But also if there's one person that knows how that shit works with stars, it's LeBron fucking James, dude. He's played on so many different iterations of teams with big personalities, big superstars. And I don't think player happiness on teams with LeBron has really ever been a concern. It wasn't in Cleveland. It was maybe a little bit, it wasn't in Miami. It was maybe a little bit in Cleveland when Kevin Love and LeBron dropped the famous quote, it's about trying to fit in, not fit out. But look how that turned out. They won a championship and probably could have won more if guys.
And now they're drinking wine together 10 years later.
Special.
Exactly. In 10 years, you'll probably see LeBron, Jaylen Brown, Joel, and Tyrese doing it. Seriously.
Pinky's out too.
Yep. And the Dem.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I think Beck, first, your point in the beginning there is I think important to the discussion about like people's concerns about the Sixers, because the usage rate thing, I understand it's guys who want the ball in their hands a lot. Like I'm not going to discredit that. It is true. And even LeBron now, like part of the reason he wasn't happy in LA was because I think he did want more of a central role, and he wasn't happy that Luka was kind of taking the centerfold role there. So it is a lot of guys that want the ball, but Maxey also is a better off-ball player than on-ball player. And I feel like that's been like kind of pushed aside in all of this. And people talk about him as if he's like a pound the rock James Harden kind of guy who like really needs to always have the ball in his hands. He's a great cutter. He shoots better off the catch than he does off the dribble. Like everything he does on the floor, he's great in transition, getting out and running, getting outlet passes from Braun and
I
Joel
think
if he ever gets a rebound.
I think Maxi's biggest problem is when he had the ball too
Hmm.
much and was just dribbling the air out of the possession because we didn't have any other options at certain points of last season where it was Joel's hurt, Paul George is taking ketamine. And
Yeah.
then so like getting the ball out of his hands is not a bad thing. That's a positive thing for
Yeah.
the team and for him, in my opinion.
Yeah. Also, VJ is not a guy who needs a ton of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great cutter. He's great off the baseline, kind of dunker spot kind of thing. And you're adding one of the best passers of all time to a team that desperately needing
Needed
passing.
a passer, yeah.
And like passing in the front court is so valuable in today's NBA. You can do anything you want with LeBron stylistically. You can post him up. He can bring the ball up the floor. He can be on the wing. He can catch and shoot a little bit now as he's sort of spaced out his range over time. And I also just think in a bigger picture, Beck, you also said this about how this team isn't now like a worse team, or this isn't like more of a headache than it was prior to getting LeBron. It makes a lot more sense. And also I think this rotation makes a lot more sense because previously you had Dean Wade or Dominic Barlow starting at the 4, and we were like content rolling into the season with
Yeah.
that. And I think all of us
Dean
were
Wade's like the best 4 we've had in quite
that
some
was
time.
like very fine to us. Like
Yeah.
we were like a stretch big who can like play some small ball 5. We just upgraded that times 1,000 with LeBron James, even if he is 42. And now you can bring Dean Wade and Barlow off the bench. They can play some small ball 5. Braun can play some small ball 5. So if you don't like what Huck Porty gives you, or you don't like what Adam Bona gives you, then you can go with some of those guys. And like maybe you get some energy minutes from Bona and like he can survive for a bit. But I just think he makes this team make so much more sense. And like I understand when you have the expectations that this team now has, you're going to have the people who are contrarians and want to say this will never work. This is the 21 Nets. Like this is one of those situations where it's like too many cooks in the kitchen. And I get that. Like now they're in contender conversations. So it's fair to poke holes at it. But I don't think there's any roster in the NBA that doesn't have holes. Like even the Knicks. We were talking about Jose Alvarado and Jordan Clarkson
who's
being
their
in
backup center now, by the
Landry
way?
Shamet. Yeah, like there are genuine questions about every single rotation in the NBA. And I agree with you, Ryan. I think this starting 5, I think the Knicks being reigning champions, you might have to give them the nod, but like this is right there with them, man. Like this is right up there. And I do think like the Spurs are going to take a leap. I think they'll be more ready this year, and I think OKC, we know what they are out west. But in the East, I mean, it's to me, it's really a coin flip between us and the Knicks.
I think we're just as good as anyone.
Yeah, and like
on
we'll
paper,
see what
obviously.
like the Pacers look like. Obviously, coming back, they were the Eastern champions prior to Halliburton going down. But we're well positioned. Like we're right there with anyone, and even just like the Simon signing, I thought that was smart. I think you get some shooting off the bench because another thing that you might poke holes with on this roster is like there aren't a lot of like great just catch and shoot guys. And I think Simons is like a guy who can go on heaters as a shooter,
Absolutely.
and he has a little bit of like movement shooting in his game. And yeah,
Most certainly.
I think KCP's interesting as a pickup. I know Beck, you didn't love the minutes he gave the Grizz or even the Magic prior to that.
I don't like any minutes the Vets give Grizzlies. So I mean, take that with a grain of salt. It's not a him thing. It's how can the Grizzlies get anything out of a vet ever thing.
Yeah, but what were you saying though prior to that?
I was gonna say like guys like Simons. Pretty much every signing they've had this offseason has been good value. Like 2 for 12 for Simons.
Yeah, he's coming off
Definitely below what you would expect. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the other thing that I think like when we're talking about LeBron and like how none of this is gonna work, it's like even if it doesn't work in terms of winning a championship, you just got a guy who is a perennial all-star even now in his age 42 season, who probably could still get a max from a lot of teams on a 2-year deal worth $8 million. So like I'm not yeah, like you're getting the greatest basketball player of all time on a minimum. So as many holes as you can poke in this roster construction, you can't be mad about the process from Gansey. And like
Certainly. The Charles Barkley finals next year is going to be awesome. The Sixers versus the Suns. It's going to be a good series.
special your sons.
Yeah,
Trill hates him.
yeah. Me and Ryan were talking about getting tickets to Suns versus Sixers in Philly.
In Phoenix?
No, in Philly.
It'll be way cheaper in Phoenix. But yeah, no, I mean that would be sick. Also, like that's a game where people who like don't watch a ton of basketball be like, oh, they're playing the Suns, like that ticket won't sell.
I mean, Dylan has beef with Jaylen Brown too. It's gonna be
And
fucking
Oh,
LeBron.
that
cinema.
is true.
Yeah,
Yeah, him and Bron have beef. Yeah, that might be kind of special. And you could see Embiid like getting involved in that too.
Oh, certainly.
exactly.
I think there's a weird part of me that's like, I know there's a lot of personalities on this roster, and like sometimes that can go poorly. There's a part of me that's like, I feel like we've added a little bit of like villainous energy, especially with Jaylen Brown. Like, I don't know, there's more like bite to this team than Sixers of old, and I really do like that part of this offseason as well. It's like we have an edge to us now. We have a little bit of shit to us.
Something that is very interesting, this whole thing to me, is obviously Joel through over the years has really quieted down his antics as far as
Mhm.
like on the court, his off the court social media stuff. It's feel like he's kind of toned down his personality a lot. And it was interesting to me all the stuff that came out about Joel apparently flew to LA to meet with LeBron privately. He's apparently had many phone calls with him. I'm surprised at how involved he was in kind of recruiting LeBron to be here. Obviously, we know like the Maxey thing. Apparently, he has talked to Jaylen Brown. I don't think it was very extensive, but apparently they have communicated with each other. But kind of gets me fired up that Joel was like active in it and a big part of it, and B, apparently some of the things he told LeBron was how healthy he's feeling and all that stuff. So we can talk about how I see
I'll
the
believe it when
regular
I see it.
season Yeah, 100%. Well,
What a
I think
bullshitter.
I think well, hey, either way, I got LeBron here, so it was
Yeah, Bron
really
falling for
not.
that is.
Did LeBron demand FaceTime because he was probably on
Yeah.
crutches when he.
Yeah, yeah. Let me see.
I think it'll be interesting how Embiid and the Sixers approach his playing this year. Like,
Yeah,
because with all the depth they have now and all the good fucking players they have now, like, you could plan on him playing 40 games, and this is still like a
LeBron
55
too.
win team. Yeah, like
Yeah.
you could like almost stagger their games, and like it's going to be interesting because obviously Embiid's always been a guy that wants to play, but like this is your now or never. These next 2 years is this is it. If you're going to win a title,
I made that point to Fetus Caller on Twitter. I said, I mean, when you have guys like Maxey and Brown, you can have Bron and sit like, and you know that's going to be a reality. But those are young enough guys who can.
I mean, you have three
handle a
like
regular season load.
You have three like all-time innings, three like all-time innings eater in Brown, Maxey, Edgecombe. Like those guys are going to log a lot of minutes, score a lot of points, and be involved in a lot of wins.
Yeah, and this is what we talked about when the Sixers first got Jaylen Brown. When we did that pod, we talked about Jalen's importance to us in the regular season, especially because like he is an innings eater, and like in terms of how much Maxey played last year, he led the NBA in minutes. Like I was just terrified that he was going to have an injury last year because Nurse was just throwing him out there every night for 48 minutes seemingly. So having Brown there, able to take the load off Maxey. Also, Maxey being less on ball, his stamina will be there more on both ends of the floor. I thought his defense took a little bit of a hit because of how much
he's
of a load he had to handle offensively. So yeah, I think regular season wise, with how much we've improved this bench and how many innings eaters we have, I think regular season wise we'll be set up very well. And it's real. I hate doing this every year, but it really is just about like, can we have Joel upright in spring next year?
Yeah.
And LeBron too. Like keeping him healthy will be big. I wouldn't mind like he was out with the sciatica back problems for like months last year. I wouldn't mind faking one of those to start the year, bring him out around Christmas time or something. So yeah, it will be a huge part of this is you have to find the balance of this group has to gel and also they have to be healthy. So whatever that looks like, I don't know. Nurse will have to figure it out.
I'm sure. I'm sure like LeBron also like be kind of not. It's not going to be like LeBron says Joel plays this many games, but like obviously he's a guy that has done like the load management stuff. So it spends a shitload of money on his body every year. So there's one person that Joel can maybe like get some advice from for one time in his career. Finally, like maybe
and some steroids.
That too.
That could be special.
The German doctor, like, well, actually, we kind of had that last year. Joel was special after that knee surgery, but
we did get the special juice.
Yeah, so I don't know.
It's not a bad connection to have, though. Like,
no, certainly not.
If you get the best version of Joel next year, don't say it's a fucking coincidence. We know.
100%.
Let's go. And I'm wondering at some point in the winter if Gansey does try to make a swing for another backup center. I think like a buyout. Beef stew would be fun. I actually was looking into that earlier today.
Guaranteed he's on the market, I promise you.
Daron Sharp's an interesting guy to me. But yeah, guys like that. Just like dudes you could roll out there and not lose their minutes. That's literally all we need. And I think I honestly, I'm not as down on Huck Porty as I think some people are. I think he's really limited. He's a foul demon. Like he fouls a crazy amount, but his energy on the glass and defensively is fine. He's kind of just like another Bona, but like bigger and more like traditional center size.
I'd rather him than Drummond.
Yeah, I mean, at least I guess Drummond gave you like the sneaky demon corner 3 stuff.
Yeah, I just can't. But like, I feel like the one thing that we could use in a backup is like some energy, rebounding, and defensively, and Drummond just gives you absolutely none of that. So yeah, I was ready for a change of scenery there.
Yeah, Drummond defensive rebounding percentage just still being like historically good is so funny.
That was one for him.
Does not match the eye test, I'll tell you.
Yeah, the eye test is brutal with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, and we'll see. I wanted to ask you guys about the Nick Nurse of it all. So obviously he's still here. And now he has crazy pressure and expectations. And he's going to have to manage a lot of personalities and figure out what lineups work best. How do you stagger these minutes? All of these things are going to be really important, and we'll decide where this team goes. Do you trust Nick Nurse to be the guy to figure all of that out?
No clue. Personally, I have no clue.
I don't know, but I'll also say, like, I don't know who would have been a better option. I mean, Nick Nurse is a guy that got Kawhi for a year and won a title. Mm-hmm. Apparently, Nurse was the only coach that spoke to LeBron prior to the decision out of any team. So he essentially kind of got the Bron stamp of approval, which I'll take it. Can't be a bad thing.
I think he's well respected for sure.
Yeah, I don't know that any coach would be able to handle it better.
Where's Dave Yeager nowadays?
Let's go. Where's David Blatt? Let's get him in the building.
Dave Yeager.
Get Taylor Jenkins in the building. He kind of would be special with this group.
He's a Bucks coach.
Yeah,
Doc?
That sucks. Oh my God.
I put too much. Put too much disrespect on T. Jenks' name. Honestly, he is a good guy.
Yeah, it's because you're so out on Isla now that you're like swinging back.
I'm so out on their whole front office. Bunch of dweebs.
Kleiman kind of cooked this offseason. But anyways, on the Nick Nurse of it all, I agree in terms of like this is a lot for any coach, and like I've been disappointed with what Nick's done. I think he had a little bit of a redemption tour in that Celtics series. Kind of threw his balls on the table, and we won that series, which was the best series win we've had of the process era.
We've never been a good team aside from this year.
So like
the first good win we've ever had.
Yeah. So like the Claxton Nets with Mikal as a number 1.
I mean, seriously, the Raptors is probably the best team we beat in 20 or whenever that was.
In 22.
Yeah. 22.
Yeah. So I mean, I trust him as much as I trust anyone that we would hire had we fired him. And I'm sure he'll be under the microscope all year, and we'll hit like a 5-game losing streak where it'll get really, really loud, and every first take segment will be about why Nick Nurse is still the coach and he should get fired. But it really just is about what this team looks like at the end of the year.
I already blocked, reported, and muted 94 WIP. I will no longer be seeing their tweets as they tweeted, "Does it bother you that LeBron will be reportedly living in New York?" No, he could live on fucking Mars. I don't give a fuck. He's playing for the Sixers, you weirdos. So hopefully Elon
It's hilarious that he's going to do that.
Hopefully Elon responds correctly and removes them from Twitter, as I have reported them for spam.
Yeah, I trust Elon to do the right thing.
Yeah,
But
I saw an account trying to pitch LeBron on living in Media, PA. Probably one
let's
of the
go.
funniest posts I've
That'd be
ever seen.
special. I do have a
Get a mansion on the main line. Fuck it.
I
Would
do
be
have
kind of
a
special.
I do have an open guest bedroom, LeBron,
Let's
if you're
go.
listening.
Savannah can come too.
Yeah, I have an open bed for you, LeBron and Savannah, Bronny,
Yeah.
whoever.
Well, shit.
We can play 2K together.
Bryce?
It'd be special. Yeah,
Bryce
too.
play for transfer to Penn?
Certainly.
Pro clubs.
Yeah. I also thought it was Pro Club special.
You can play striker, LeBron.
Bronny is all over like gaming.
We'll keep
But-
the striker spot open. I'll move to center mid. I'll relinquish my cam spot. I'll do it.
Let's go. It was funny though that people were saying like, well, JJ Redick did it. And like I want people to know JJ Redick drove 2+ hours every day to the facility from Brooklyn.
Sucks.
Like what he was doing was crazy. LeBron's gonna take a helicopter that's gonna take him like half an hour.
Yeah, I don't even really want to talk about the helicopter thing. Pilot, if you're listening, we will be following all safety procedure.
Yeah, I'm like sneaky terrified about that.
Check the list, check it 4 fucking times. Do not hurt my king, please.
Yeah. Let's get him like a loft in like the nicest hotel in Philly too, just
Does
in
it
case.
bother you that LeBron's not taking SEPTA?
Maybe
Holy shit.
Maybe
he will when we play the Knicks.
Maybe a military escort around.
Oh no, he'll be at home
helicopter.
then. That is crazy. When we play the Knicks away,
F-15s flying next to the chopper.
Fucking go. When we play the Knicks away, it'll be a home game for LeBron.
So LeBron taking the SEPTA from media to
Bron taking a connected Amtrak to the subway to MSG.
No pictures. No pictures.
Yeah. He's wearing a full suit.
That's sick.
But yeah. Oh, the other thing I wanted to talk about was there were murmurs, and this is all just like bullshit, but there are a lot of people who have been talking about, is there any chance that Joel could get moved? And obviously, with the Anthony Davis of it all, there are people saying that potentially a deal between those two. Ryan, I know you're opposed. Beck, thoughts on that?
I mean, they're not getting moved from each other. Clutch Sports has a lot of pull. They don't have that amount of pull. Mm-hmm. Sorry to say. Might somehow be on this team, but it's not going to be at the price of Embiid. It might be like a fucking minimum contract.
Dude, that would be crazy. I wouldn't
be shocked. Like I still think there's a move up the sleeve where they get a guy for fucking ultra cheap.
Just get Anthony Davis for a minimum. So sick.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, he gets
like bought out at the deadline. He doesn't play. Like that.
He's not willing to, but he's like sitting out for an extension right now. That's like his whole deal.
He'd legit have to come off the bench.
Yeah, genuinely.
I'm serious.
That's the other thing that looms.
I mean, why is he at Villanova? I mean, that's pretty weird. Just to be randomly at Villanova.
He just wants to feel the aura.
Yeah. I mean, don't be shocked if he's faking injuries until the trade deadline and then he gets bought out. That's all I'm saying.
And then Gansey says, we'll extend you if.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Would be so special.
With our zero money.
But we're going to be like.
That's why it's good that Clutch is on your side now. You have money laundering to the.
Yeah, we do.
The ultra.
Certainly.
We do, which is special. But also, you have the Jalen extension, which I don't think Gansey is going to do that early. I know that people were talking about that. Like,
no, yeah, I don't think so.
And you're gonna foul play with Anthony Davis. Like, that's a money fucking machine. Fuck, dude.
Let's go, dude. But yeah, me personally, I'm good on the Anthony Davis business.
Yeah, no interest.
We started this with Joel. We're going out with Joel. And I kind of love that, like, all of this kind of hinges on Joel. Like, if Joel goes down this year, this whole thing is fucked. And, like, it just feels
still
right.
Like a good team, like without Joel. Like they'd still be like a playoff team to me, but it's tough to win without
a lot of Adam Bona minutes, man.
Yeah.
He's a good player.
They'd still be good, but yeah, not. Like
you guys need to respect Bona. You're gonna respect Bona.
I think Bona. I have actually, if you dig in my Twitter, I have like one of the worst Bona takes of all time. Before last season, there was a clip of him shooting in the gym. And I was like, I expect Adam Bona to take a Pascal Siakam style leap with his shooting.
Special. Yeah, that's awesome.
And then he just was the same like energy big off the bench guy who like never took threes. Form's good though. Mechanics are good. Anyways, that's all on Bron. We will certainly be talking a lot more about that throughout the year and into the playoffs, hopefully. Steph, not
Big Mad.
happy. Steffi not happy with Joe Lacob in
Big
Golden
Mad.
State. Obviously, the Warriors lose out on LeBron, and their situation looks pretty bleak. Don't really
Kind
know
of
how that roster gets better.
kind of seemed like they never had a chance at LeBron in retrospect, honestly.
Yeah,
Like,
not
doesn't really
mentioned.
seem like there was any momentum there.
Yeah,
Yeah, you had
when
to get. I mean, you had to get AD.
yeah,
Yeah.
right, which they weren't willing to do. I think
Yeah.
smartly, by the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you think about? Also, Bron didn't mention Golden State in his
Yeah, at all.
tweet thread about the teams he was
Which I
deciding
thought
on.
was very funny that he just said, like, thanks, but no thanks, Miami and Cleveland.
Yeah. Also, funny way to do it in general, just like tweeting it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
I think he
Got chills
LeBron.
reading that tweet, by the way.
Let's fucking go. I think LeBron is so hyper aware of like how he's perceived, and he knows that like everyone hated the decision. So I think
Yes.
he went out of his way to be like, I'm gonna do this in the most chill, low key
But
way.
also piss off Adam Silver because he tried to make me make a decision.
Yeah, which he
It's,
kind of did like immediately.
Suns versus Sixers
Yeah.
on Christmas Day. Oh my God, what a fucking
Could you
game that
imagine
would
they
be.
just make it like such a random matchup? Sixers Hornets Christmas Day.
No,
Nas
Suns Sixers
Reed
is a
and
special
LeBron on
fucking
the
Christmas
graphic.
Day. That is special.
I mean, it's going to be
It's
Sixers
Sixers
Celtics.
Celtics.
Or,
Like,
I
it's
mean,
gonna
they
be
could
Knicks.
be Knicks. Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause-
Sixers Celtics is such a money maker though, dude. You have
No,
the
it is.
Tatum Brown beef. Braun hates Boston.
Yeah. Also, what Tatum came out and said.
Yeah, let's get to that. Yeah.
I
What
forgot
did you
about
guys
that.
think about Tatum's comments? Yeah, he basically said he doesn't like being around guys who think they're the smartest in the room.
Really
I love
weird.
it. I love it. Speak on
Subtweeting
it.
Jalen basically.
No, air it out. Let all the feelings be known before the season. That we need the fucking cinema.
No,
It's a good
like
move by him. It's a
I
good move.
like it for that. I just thought it was pretty like strange, but I mean, I guess they hated each other more than people thought they did. I think some like it kind of became clear there was a little bit of a rift, but I don't think people thought it was this bad that they're like subliminally throwing shots at each other. Kind of caught me off guard, honestly.
A little bit of vibes of
surprised
the
that he did
Harden
that.
in front of the
Yeah.
Chinese kids.
Same. That's why I
Little bit.
respect it, though. It's the
Yeah.
first time I feel like he's authentic to what he's
don't-
actually feeling.
Don't disagree.
And not
That's
trying to fucking play
Yeah,
off of
I gotta say,
Someone
just
else.
be corny. Yeah.
I'd be lying if I didn't say like deep down in my heart of hearts, I know that like Tatum's probably right, and like Jaylen Brown's probably like a little bit of a nightmare behind the scenes, but like he's our demon now,
Yeah.
so I'm on his side. 10
It
toes.
also worked out pretty well for them. So
And Brad
he
Stevens-
can't be that bad.
There's two options in my mind, or there's three options, but these are the two most likely options. Brad Stevens is Data Baller. Data Baller is a robot, or it's neither of those two options. But I feel like the first two are the most realistic options. Brad Stevens might be Data Baller.
What exactly does that have to do with what Jason Tatum said?
I'm saying that even if Tatum's right, they have the devil on their side.
Even if Tatum's
Okay.
right,
Okay.
Brad Stevens is
matter.
data baller.
Yeah.
I do. There's some truth to that. Stevens is rapper maxing right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was another thing in the data baller tweet where he was talking about how they were gonna fit all the pieces together. He was like, I think lineups with Dean Wade, the rapper maxing stretch four, and I was like, oh my god, dude, fucking give it a rest.
He's an insane person. I think he might be a robot too.
Yeah. On the Celtics, I know we talked about this when the Jaylen Brown trade happened and then they got Mitchell Robinson. But now where we sit with the Sixers getting LeBron, and honestly, I mean, the Jaylen Brown deal did have an impact. Like, LeBron wouldn't be a Sixer if that deal never happened.
Yeah.
We
Totally
probably
agree.
aren't even in the discussion. Maybe
I
just
totally
to like
agree.
pander to Maxey as a clutch client, but Jaylen Brown got LeBron over the line. So now when you look at it as a deal that Gansey made basically out of nowhere, which ended up being the first domino to getting LeBron James. I mean, as
it's
a
just so
first-time
ridiculous
GM,
when you say that out loud. It's just
Like-
so ridiculous when you say that sentence out loud.
it really is. Like, this is a guy who was never given the keys in his first job as the president of basketball ops. Immediately comes out and just does this. Like, I feel like there hasn't been enough said about what Gansey's done this offseason. And it could all just not work out. Like, it 100% could not work out. But, like, he set us up pretty damn well.
Yeah, man, you shouldn't judge. Like, I don't think you can judge what he does in hindsight. Like, you got to
Right.
judge it
I
how it
agree.
is in the moment. And he made the most of the opportunity.
I mean, how much did we talk about, like, prior to the Paul George signing? How much did we talk about, like, the Daryl cap space plan? And even still, it was like a semi-success, I'd say, when we signed Paul George. Like, people were kind of lukewarm about it, but like Daryl for years was trying to get another star here and
Yeah.
bring another guy here. And Genzi just went and got LeBron James and Jaylen Brown in one offseason.
Now it is like unique circumstances because of the LeBron timing with
Signing for free
LA and
and
yeah, being the greatest player of all time on a minimum for the first time in NBA history. Like it did kind of like I don't want to say fell into his lap, but like because he had to make all of this happen. But
yeah,
yeah,
the
it was a
LeBron thing.
unique set of
Yeah,
circumstances. But that's not to say like Daryl Morey was here when LeBron made his last decision, and
right.
he couldn't get that over the line.
Yeah, you also can't be just fucking ridiculous in what you want back. And what Maury wanted back in some trades was legitimately ridiculous. Nobody in their right mind would do the deals that he was
Right.
offering.
Yeah, we gave up real value for Jaylen Brown. And like a guy that obviously in what we've learned in the aftermath of the deal is like a guy who people are kind of souring on despite all he's done for the
I
Celtics.
mean,
So
Daryl Morey was a fantasy football, type of trainer where
dynasty GM.
he's not trying to give you, he legit thinks that you're an idiot.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah,
should
he's the guy that's like ripping your fantasy DMs with like
trust
the
me,
worst trades you've ever
but,
seen.
What was the Mobley
And I've
thing
been
like?
that guy.
yeah.
Like for Mobley, we wanted to send like, or for Tobias, we wanted like Mobley and the
Mobley and
first or
Jared
so.
Allen. Like,
Yeah, like, it's just genuinely funny. Come off it.
Come off it. Let's go. What did you guys think of the other trade? I brought up the Embiid thing. The other trade that's been I've seen on Twitter a lot is the Jaylen Brown for Mobley trade.
Stop it.
yeah. I
What do you
mean,
think about that?
overkill at this point. It's not happening. Why are you
It's,
even bringing it up?
it's
I
Bill Simmons. It's just Bill Simmons anger. That's all it is.
Yeah, it is funny to me that like I feel like in especially in the past couple years now that we've had some like huge names moving in ways that we weren't really seeing, people are just like never content.
No.
Like with the Steph thing from earlier that I was telling you guys before we started recording, like it just never stops. Like people are like, all right, now, like, what the fuck do we do? Like,
Yeah.
let's flip one of these guys we just got for fucking. Let's flip Embiid for fucking Daniel Gafford and Lively. Like chill out. Let's just see how this works.
Yeah. Let's let him play a game.
Yeah. Speaking of not speaking of it all, I'm just going to change the subject. OKC makes an offer sheet for Spencer Jones. Denver forced to match it and is the only team now in the NBA in the second apron. Let's just bigger picture look at what this offseason was for the Nuggets and how they look going into next year. Because I thought this was kind of like an interesting sequence of events.
I mean, they're not in a great spot. Obviously, you're the only team in the second apron now since you match it. Peyton Watson, I talked about before the show started that now they can't really, or other teams can't really get the type of value they want back for him. So it kind of puts them in a better spot to get him whenever they do. But in the grand scheme of things, like the guy calling the shots for them talked about this either this offseason or last offseason where he's like, if one guy gets hurt that isn't supposed to, which I'm pretty sure he's referring to like Murray or Aaron Gordon, like we might be forced to trade Nikola Jokic. Like he said that on air.
Yeah.
So you are looking at a possible complete transition period for the Nuggets if it doesn't look how it's supposed to look in the first half of next year. And that's the reality of the situation. I don't think that's, looking into things too much. I think that's a real thing, especially how they went out last postseason, how the roster's aging, and everything to do with that. And you can still it's a perfect time to get good value back for Jokic.
That's a crazy thought. But yeah.
I'm kind of with Beck. Like it sort of feels over for me with them, at least this iteration of
felt
the
over
team.
Last year, man.
Exactly.
That was bleak.
And now you're in second apron, like we said, only team, and it just feels like this is kind of a gap year of the beginning of the end, or
Dude, this
kind of the
roster
middle
sucks.
of the end, I should say, because it's kind of looked this way for a couple of years now. I'd almost be surprised if it ends on any other way other than Jokic traded eventually.
Yeah, I mean, you got to draft well at the end of the day, and they haven't drafted well
Yeah.
at all.
No.
And when they did with Braun, it just became a problem more so than a good
Yeah.
thing with the contract that he ended up
Well,
getting.
and they just over-indexed Braun. Like they just
Right.
like he's great as like a six, like he's like a Pritchard type
Seventh
where
guy.
like
Yeah.
he's great as like your first guy off the bench, but like
Now
when
he's
he's
getting
asked to do
35
that,
million.
yeah, when he's asked to start for you in playoff games, it's like, what does that
Yeah,
look
he's not
like?
that guy.
Also, Cam Johnson just like
Not working.
not having. Also, Cam Johnson is like maybe the best case of like analytics versus eye test ever because
Totally.
if you look at his advanced stats, like he had by all accounts had a good year by advanced analytics. But if you watch the Nuggets, he was a clear reason why they were not
Yeah.
reaching their
Just
ceiling.
just a losing player on their team last year. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, he can't scale up at all. He is
right.
what he is in any situation.
And this is what I wanted to get to, like, because Trey Murphy's been a guy who I think has been in a lot of like trade discussions this offseason
Every
because
single team.
the Nuggets have just been, or not the Nuggets, the Pelicans have just been like
They've had a great
holding
offseason.
the Pelicans.
Yeah, DeAndre Jordan back for 2 years, 9 million.
Special. Yeah, it's
It's
so
really good
sick.
offseason.
More
Very
than
good.
LeBron.
Yep.
But on the Trey Murphy, let's go. That's so sick. On the Trey Murphy of it all, like he reminds me so much of Cameron Johnson, but like I feel like this was his Cameron Johnson's son season, this last season we just watched, where like it was kind of, and even worse because it was empty calories. Like at least Cam Johnson was on a contender in Phoenix. Like Trey Murphy put up empty stats, and he's a guy who's a great catch and shoot guy. Can't create offense for himself. Isn't a great defender despite his size. Is kind of weak, and not like a crazy rim finisher or anything. Like he's a guy similar to Cam Johnson, where I think if you put him in like a winning context, you'd be surprised by like how little impact he actually has. And I think there's like spots where he makes sense. Like I think he'd be good in Boston or somewhere where like he really fits their system. But I think if he were just plugged into this Nuggets team in Cam Johnson's place, it would be the same outcome. It would be like we need more out of that guy.
I think he'd be more willing to take more difficult shots.
More
I think,
shots, yeah.
yeah.
Maybe that.
I
But
think
yeah,
I don't think he would love some of the mid-range shots that he takes, but I think he's like a more difficult shot maker than Cam Johnson and definitely more willing to get his own off the move. It's just
fair.
like anything else he does defensively or
defender.
playmaking wise, like there's nothing there. And I mean, kind of with Cam Johnson on the offensive side, there's really no playmaking element to his game either. But
Yeah.
Cam Johnson to me is like more of just a standstill
Yeah.
3-point shooter.
Yeah, one trick pony. Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. But yeah, I wanted to talk about that. I also it's just for in terms of OKC, do you think that that's like a demon move by Presti to force them into that, or do you think that was just like they had genuine interest in Spencer Jones and then Denver ended up matching? Or do you think that he was like, this will force them into the second apron?
I think
Both.
probably like 60-40. They wanted him and 40%. Well, if we don't get him, they're fucked. So let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely not the type to sit here and say he's not hyper aware of that. I think that plays a factor.
I think he's earned that, by this point. Also, did you find it interesting that when Lou Dort was moved, Beck, you and I didn't really talk about this because I don't think the quote was really out yet. When Lou Dort was moved, Presti had a press conference the next day, and he talked about how, I forget the exact quote, but he was essentially saying that, like, this better work out because this was a move about money. Like, he blatantly said this was a move about shedding money, about moving Lou Dort. So he clearly wasn't, like, that wasn't Sam Presti's move. Did you find it interesting that there's a little bit of like maybe butting heads between ownership and Sam Presti, given all that he's accomplished as their GM?
I don't. Maybe a little bit. I find it interesting that if there's butting heads, that's a situation. But at the end of the day, like as a GM, that's something you have to be cognizant of too. Like it's the fucking rules at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I don't think you can come out as a GM and say, "Wow, we're not willing to do this," because I mean it hampers you if you go into.
I was kind of surprised that Presti like thought that keeping Dort around was the right thing to do.
I was gonna say
that was kind of shocking to me.
I think he just loved Lou Dort for some reason. Like he just loved what he gave them, and I think he just liked having him around because I think we all agreed that he should have been the odd man out. Like coming into the offseason, he was the prime candidate for them to be moved. So I don't really look at that as I know Presti said it's a salary shedding move, but like I think that's the right basketball move to get him off the team.
Yeah, I mean, I would, and that's what I was saying is like maybe we gave him a little bit too much credit because Beck and I were talking about how like this gives Kaysen like the starting role, and this is like what we've been waiting for. And if that wasn't the case, then that's it was kind of interesting to me. But yeah, I agree, and I also think like Dort helped them win the championship, and obviously Presti had been on the precipice and lost before, and so I guess sometimes you might get lost in that and overvalue those guys. But yeah, that's sort of all I had on that. Do you guys have anything else in terms of the NBA before we get to a special, the real decision?
Nah, that's pretty much all I got. Carson Beck looks good in Cardinals camp.
He's got to be the special one, by the way.
Nathaniel Hackett looks really good in the press
Jacoby
conference.
Brissett wins his standoff with the Cardinals brass.
Yeah,
So sick.
I'm excited for James Conner for sure.
I didn't even see this.
Yeah, Nathaniel Hackett's really excited.
What happened with Brissett?
Brissett got like 15 mil a year, and I think with incentives it could be up to 20. So he's basically getting Malik Willis money.
Special Jacoby.
Yeah, I'm happy for him. So sick by him too. Like not winning any games and being like, pay me.
Yeah,
let's fucking go.
Yeah, dire situation over there. I don't know if you can really blame him.
Yeah, I don't know what's funnier, him asking for the money or him genuinely being worth it because they don't have anything else.
Yeah, I mean, dude, the Carson Beck clips today were bad. I don't know if either of you guys saw that, but
I did not.
Wow, he was missing.
I didn't see him.
He was missing like 5 yard throws by like 5 yards.
Woof. By like 5 yards.
Genuinely bad.
Yeah. But yeah, also the Jeremiah Love thing, Beck, you alluded to it with Nathaniel Hackett. That was pretty funny.
Just so bad, man.
He looks like a rookie.
Yep. Chill out, brother.
And Hackett, like, I was always going to bat for Hackett because I thought he was like a fine like QB coach slash like offensive assistant, and then he was just over indexed as an OC or a head coach, obviously. But I mean, man, he's losing credibility by the day.
Yeah. Shouldn't he be like fucking treading lightly at this point?
He's about to be like shadow banned from the NFL.
Yeah. You don't have like many more job opportunities.
He's on a Hugh Jackson route right now.
He like sneaky. He's like, wow, like another Packer ex-coach. He was our DC. Yeah, Hackett. He's sneaky like in the LaFleur tree now though. So like he's kind of got like a little bit of insurance, but yeah, he's getting dangerously close. So you'll never hear from him again.
You should never be in the spotlight as like a whatever position title or coaching title he is right now.
Now he's OC, right?
Yeah, but you should never be in the spotlight like that. And fucking, we're not even in August yet.
He's fake OC again though. This is the position he thrived in Green Bay, where it's like Mike LaFleur is calling the offense, and in the same way that Matt LaFleur was in Green Bay, and Hackett's just going to be like drawing up plays. And he is like a good play designer, so he'll probably be fine. But that offense is going to be brutal. Anyways, Ryan. Yeah, fuck. God damn it.
And wasted a third overall pick on another one.
Special. Ryan, let's get to it. You are going to be picking your Premier League team. We had the LeBron decision, but this is the real decision. One. I'll let you cook here.
Yeah, folks, I thought about doing this, I believe 2 years ago, where I wanted to pick a Prem team and follow through, but I never ended up really doing it. At that time, I was kind of leaning Arsenal. I was a big Odegaard fan just simply because I had his ultimate team card. He was a special player for my franchise. But after watching the World Cup being in Philly, going to a game, got wrapped up in the footy. I really did. Figured it's the right time. It's a good thing to do, have something to follow because sports doesn't dominate enough in my life already. So let's add more to the mix. But here's where we're at with this. We will be waiting until the season actually starts next month because we're still kind of in this transfer window and moves are still to be made. But to start with, there's a couple of teams that are going to be eliminated already. Man City, out. They're simply just too good. I believe they've won like 5 of the last 7 or 4 of the last 6 or whatever it is. They're just too dominant. I do like their team, like growing up, playing the old FIFAs, loved Aguero, love the uniforms. Uniforms are always special. I like Holland. I like De Bruyne back in the day, but they're just too good, and I can't be that much of a bandwagon hopper. So they're out, unfortunately. Spurs, I'm out. Don't really know why, to be honest, but never been a fan.
You can't be a Spurs fan.
It feels like a team that would be like good to follow in the sense of like the roller coaster of heartbreak. They certainly have it. Entertaining losers, nearly got relegated. Never really been a big Harry Kane guy. I have liked Sonny in the past, but he's no longer there. But I'm out. Not going to Tottenham. So that's two of the big six gone.
Go.
And then the next one is all the teams that just simply have no chance. I'm coming in this thing to have a shot at winning. While I don't want to just join the best team, I also don't want to join an irrelevant squad. So sorry, Newcastle, Leeds, all those teams, and the way worse ones that aren't even worth mentioning.
Leeds getting a mention is kind of awesome.
Yeah, I like their fan base, special. But they're out, unfortunately.
Special.
I lose enough, and while things may be good in Philly overall right now, I want to win. So you guys all out. That leaves 5 teams, but it's really 4. So here we go, somewhat in order. Number 1 has kind of been the front runner for the duration of this decision, which has been about a month or so. Number 1 is Chelsea. They are the front runner right now.
Wow.
Have been. I've always been a Hazard guy, special. Drogba, special. From what I've seen of Cole Palmer, I've liked him. I like his personality, even though he struggled big time last year. Last year was a disaster for the Blues, big time. But they bring in special Xabi Alonso. And I would say he is the reason for them being my front runner right now. I don't really know why. Wish I had a better reason to explain it. But I like the guy's aura. He's coming in here, making big changes. They also spend a lot of money, which is always fun, even though a lot of
so much. They're like the
signings
Mets.
have been absolute disasters. It's fun to just always be bringing in big names and spending big money. So I do like that, even though recent history hasn't been kind to them, but also they've like won every trophy. They won the Club World Cup. They've won Champions League. So like, I just like kind of the combination of they're a relevant team that spends money, but obviously not really going to be called a bandwagoner because they were horrid last year. Number 2, the rest of these aren't really in order, I'd say. Besides Chelsea, number 1, I think the rest is kind of in the same tier. Manchester United, interesting one here. Kind of Yankees, Cowboys.
Next team.
Yes, Yankees, Cowboys-esque history here.
Special.
Obviously, huge history. David Beckham, Ronaldo, and more and more and more. They have Garrick leading their squad now. I like that. Club legend coming back to manage. The only problem with this is joining the biggest club doesn't feel great for me. I feel like becoming an NFL fan and jumping on the Niners or the Cowboys. So I don't love that. The one thing that is true, though, is they've been very bad as of late. So it's not like you're getting in on top. The one thing is I don't really, looking at their current roster, no one's really jumping out to me. Like I mentioned with Chelsea, like they have a Cole Palmer, guys I like. Interesting about Chelsea is to see what happens to Enzo Fernandez, as Real Madrid was the big rumor. And they essentially came out and said, we don't want this brother. So no clue what's going to happen there. But that's where I'm at with United. Interesting squad, but can I live with myself picking that Cowboys-Yankees type team? Not sure. Remains to be seen. But then we move on to Arsenal. Like I mentioned, this was the squad that I had picked before. However, since then, they won the league. So that's a big problem. Jumping on this team the year they win the league feels tough. I like their players. I like that they are Thierry Henry's team, special. I like really everything about this squad. Fan base is special. I like Saka. I like Declan Rice. I do have a question, though. I've seen a lot of people questioning, do they play ethical hoops with the way they bully?
Did not last year, but we won the league, so fuck it.
Okay, there it is.
Who's their rival? Who's like Arsenal's biggest rival?
Tottenham!
It would be Spurs.
What we think of Tottenham? Shit!
That was another thing I meant to bring up and kind of ask about. With United, with Tottenham, with Arsenal, with Liverpool, I feel like you're getting the biggest rivalries that the Prem has to offer with all those teams. They each have one. I know Chelsea has rivalries, but I don't know that they're like as strong as like the United, City, Arsenal, Tottenham, fair. Liverpool, and who's Liverpool? I guess it would be like
Man U. Liverpool and Man U are huge rivals, yeah.
Yeah, so like I joining Chelsea, feel like while they have rivalries for sure, I feel like you're missing out a little bit on that top tier Eagles Cowboys type of rivalry. So that's something to consider. But that's where I'm at with Arsenal. Feels bad picking the winner, but like their players, like their fans, like everything about them really, besides the fact that they just won the league.
Yeah.
And last but not least is going to be Liverpool. Interesting time for Liverpool. Won the league 2 years ago. LeBron James, part owner for this team.
Yeah.
That's big time.
This is true.
But we see Salah, Robertson, I believe Van Dijk out as well. Or is Van Dijk still around?
Yeah, Van Dijk's still there.
Okay, Van Dijk's still here.
Salah's gone.
Salah's gone. So kind of a big change era coming, I'd say, for them. Don't really know
New
if they'll
manager.
be good this year. Yeah, new manager. So I don't. This is one that I don't really know a ton about, but they're on the list because they've obviously have the pedigree to win the league, even though they weren't great last year. But they're in a weird kind of transition year. And then the last team that is on the list, but really is not, it's going to be Aston Villa. Yeah, sorry, you're off the list, but you got the mention.
You're off the list. They got axed.
You're getting the LeBron Sixers treatment of 2018. Yeah, you were in consideration, but you weren't really. You're off the list. So that's where I'm at right now. We got those 4, and decision probably coming in about a month, as I believe the Premier League
you
kicks
got time.
Off around August 25th, something like that. We'll see what happens with the transfer window. Chelsea has been very active in the transfer window. The loser Garnacho seems to be out of my club. Potentially
he's at Aston Villa.
Yeah. So enjoy him, Aston Villa. We don't like him here at Chelsea anymore.
Special.
But yeah, that's where they're at. If anyone would like to chime in, I'm open for recruitment. So make your arguments known and come get me.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, go ahead, Beck.
Yeah, go ahead, because my question's different. It's actually for you.
I was gonna say, I think that's the right group of teams to be picking from, especially like you said at the outset, like you want to potentially have your team win the league.
Yeah,
the Prem is a league where like it's not the NBA where there's just crazy parity. Like the same
NBA
teams
when
kind
it
of
was
just
Lakers
always
and
win.
Warriors and Spurs.
Yeah, the same teams just kind of
2010.
always win. I think an interesting thing on Man U is I think Man U right now, I'm not even sure that Carrick is going to be the manager that like whenever they will win another league soon.
Right.
I'm not sure Carrick will be the manager that will be there when they do, but getting in on Man U right now feels like getting in on Arsenal like 3 years ago, where it's like they're trending up and they are such a like sleeping giant that hasn't won the league in so long that like I think your return on investment with Man U would be really high.
And you get tradition.
You get the tradition that comes with it. They have cool jerseys.
The rivalry.
They have good players. Yeah. Chelsea, I think you're right. I think they're another team, great history, very accomplished, very good players. They buy seemingly everyone. And I think even though they had a shit year last year, I think they're trending up. I love Xabi Alonso. I think that's a great
also,
hire.
If you're making like a Europe trip, I feel like Man United is more like if you're making a Europe trip, you're more likely to be able to go to a Man United game. It feels like if you're going to Chelsea, you have to like plan around that more.
But Chelsea's in London.
Chelsea's in London.
Yeah, man, you don't really want to go to Manchester is the thing. But the stadium, Old Trafford. Old Trafford is a sick stadium.
The way I was trying to talk my way out of that, I was thinking about it. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, you're right.
Special. Let's go. What was your question though, Beck?
So two actually. How we feeling about Neil Pierre?
Ooh, for the Union. Special. Yeah, Neil Pierre.
6'6" center back.
What a shout from Beck.
I had no clue what he
it's
was talking about.
Teenager center back, 6'6" for the Union. He scored on his debut the other night. Apparently has interest from Barca. I don't know if the reports are true, but
he's US, so this is a guy who could come up for our national team.
Add-on question. The Union also, is his name Cavan Sullivan?
Cavan,
yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's apparently like our next special one, right?
Yes.
Hopefully.
He's still really young, but yes.
Yeah. Interesting. Union might have rise the Rex.
Won our first 2 matches since coming back out of the international break. Brought Kai Wagner back from England, so things are looking up.
But the US needing fucking defenders the most. I just feel like
especially center backs.
Certainly after the performance.
That's a great shout, Beck.
Yeah. So you're hype about Neil Pierre?
I am hype. I also shout out Brotherly Game. I used to cover the Union for them, and we watched him a ton when he was coming up through the academy. So Neil Pierre is near and dear to our hearts here at Ginge Ball.
Awesome. And then my other question actually has to do with the academy. So I've been very deep in the upcoming soccer Twitter. So there's a person who said like it was a tweet about Barcelona's academy, 11, 12-year-olds, however you want to look at that. But so they play 7-on-7, and our academy plays 11-on-11. Is there like, should we be playing 7-on-7? Is that a
This is a big debate. I forget when in the American soccer system they go to 11v11. I think it's when you're like 13 or 12. I think it's like when you're 12 but you're playing under 13s. So it's right around that age that those kids were probably in the video. Yeah, in Spain they like to play small-sided longer because it sharpens like your technical skill and it's not just like the fastest kids running by everyone, which a lot of people argue is why they're so much more technically gifted than American
Yeah, I
soccer
did. I
players.
think I watched the video you're talking about, Beck. Those kids were beyond special.
Yeah.
It's
They
well,
were
La
insane.
Masia, their academy,
They were
yeah. No, if you watch those games, they'll
It's
televise those sometimes.
nuts.
Those games are like good footy. Like
No,
those
they
are
were
like a good watch.
crazy. They
Yeah,
were
yeah.
crazy.
And all those kids end up being like the best players in the world. So, yeah, I mean, it's definitely a discussion. I would agree. I think kids should play smaller sided for longer. I also think kids in America should play like futsal and like indoor small sided stuff. Work on your technical craft.
Yeah, but the main thing's just how it feels like it's pay to fucking be involved.
Well, yeah,
here.
there's that,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I don't really see that changing, unfortunately, just because of like
That's
how
just our
profit
every
centric
sport.
we are.
that's the United States at the end of the day. But
Yeah, I mean, fucking great shout on Neil Pierre though. And then last thing on Ryan's list,
I'm in the fucking weeds. Trust.
obviously, I'm gonna make the case for Arsenal, Premier League champions.
Yep.
Arteta, now that Pep Guardiola is gone, we have the best manager in England. We'll see what Xabi Alonso is. He could threaten, but things are looking good. We're not having an amazing offseason right now. We need to make some signings, but we're in for Vinny apparently now. We've been sniffing around there.
That.
Yeah. So I think there's going to be some big signings coming, hopefully. Otherwise, it's just going to be the same group running it back, which isn't bad. We won the league.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing.
But yeah, Arsenal also went to London and went to some matches at the Emirates. Unbelievable stadium. The atmosphere is fucking crazy. Like best sporting experience I've ever had. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one shout about Chelsea. Their stadium seems to be kind of in limbo right now of if they're going to like move or tear it down, rebuild it. So
I think they're building. Yeah, the plan is to build a new stadium.
Yeah.
How big's load management in footy? Is that a thing?
Well, for the biggest teams, it actually kind of is. Like for Arsenal, for example, we're trying to sign more and more players so we have like a rotation because soccer just goes fucking nonstop. Like they're playing multiple matches a week in different competitions. So you do need to like rest guys and like sit them for games. But the problem is like only the top teams have enough squad depth to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing is like between seasons when there's like a team who really overachieved, like for example, like Brentford or Bournemouth last year, people are expecting them to take a step back because they're going to have to play like in Europe this year and they're going to have to like really spread out their squad too thin, which is why Tottenham was in relegation scraps the past couple.
Yeah.
But yeah, so excited to check in with you, Ryan, during your journey here.
And something I should have prefaced with for the fans that might be trying to recruit me. I clearly don't know too much. My ball knowledge is limited. It's limited to my FIFA Ultimate Team playing over the past decade, the World Cup watching over the past decade. But let me sell myself to you. If you get me, I will be diehard, and I will be coming online, and I will be on the burner. There's rumors about that. Let me just say that. But I will be. I will ride for your city and your club. Just know that. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Fucking go. Ryan buying the Prem jersey is going to be so sick.
It's going to be, I mean, it's probably on the way. It's just the rumor is if DH Gate actually delivers it or not. Yeah.
It sells it before 2029. Yeah.
There might be a decision video with multiple jerseys. Who knows?
Fucking go.
So the good thing is DH Gate's probably more reliable than anything Michael Rubin could give you. So
yeah,
it certainly is.
And not $150. Last thing, Jackson, I don't even know how to say his last name. Koiven,
yeah.
Wins the 3M Open, holds off Scotty Scheffler. How special is this kid, Ryan?
Extremely special. If you weren't familiar, you get familiar because this brother is
special.
Is the next answer in American golf. He should be on the President's Cup team, in my opinion. This next President's Cup, you could certainly make the case for him right now, but his case will only get stronger as the year goes on and the next year goes on. This dude is ranked as the best amateur of all time by Data Golf. Number 2 is John Rahm. Just for some context for you folks out there that maybe don't know amateur golf that well, he's pretty fucking good, I'd say. So yeah, this guy is like the next up and coming American player. Really cool anecdote from the tournament was that Ted Scott was kind of waiting around to see what Koiven would do, to see if they'd get to a playoff, him and Scotty. And then Koiven drove the green from 300 yards out, and Ted said, all right, I've seen enough. Before the tournament ended, he got on a flight and dipped, and he proved to be correct because Koiven slammed the door on him and won the tournament. So if this is your first introduction to this brother, just sit back and you'll see a lot more of him.
Yeah. And what's like the golf? I'm not familiar with like the golf pipeline. Like if somebody has like a special college career, or amateur career, what's like the hit rate on them panning out on the tour?
It really depends.
Can't be good.
And I mean, the pathways have changed so much, like just in over the years. Like I can't remember exactly what Koiven's path was. I believe he went to the Corn Ferry, but his year at Auburn is like considered one of the best college seasons ever. But then, yeah, I believe he went from college to a mini tour, won on the mini tour immediately, got to go to the Corn Ferry Tour, and immediately won on the Corn Ferry Tour to get his PGA Tour card. So it's just like he's just risen through rapidly. And I believe he's currently a top 75 golfer in the world by OWGR rankings, which is just silly. He's 21 years old. I believe he's already top 25 twice, even before this win. I think he's made around 10 to 13 starts, and I believe he's made the cut in at least 9 of them. Wow. So this kid is he's going to be a dominant force. This dude's a problem.
Sam Burns type.
Let's go. Beck's boy. After he choked. Well, what did he choke at? The Open Championship?
Yep.
Yep.
Every Open, every major.
So sick. So are we gonna start seeing Koiven on like at all the majors starting like next year? He was at the US Open this year, right?
Yeah, I'd be shocked if he wasn't just a stalwart in all the major events going forward.
All right. I'm pretty stoked about that. Are you watching this Will Ferrell, The Hawk Show?
Wow, interesting you ask about that because someone is.
Beck's watching it?
Yeah, I watched the first 2 episodes. I was getting loud about it in the chat. I think it's a good show.
Let's go.
Yeah, the response I got from the group chat wasn't, what I would expect it to be.
They were hating it.
For a good piece of cinema. Yeah, they said it's so weirded out at the first 5 minutes. I said, you got to get past the first 5 minutes. It's a great piece of cinema. And he said, I did. I thought it was kind of corny for some parts. You just got to deal with people some days. They don't know what they're seeing in front of them at the moment. And this is a piece of work that we'll look back at in 5 years and probably say, wow, it was just before our time. Yep.
Special piece of television.
Honestly, I think it's a good show. I think it's a good concept. Maybe it is a little bit corny, but
I actually the reason I asked is I started it yesterday, and I actually liked I've only watched 1 episode. I actually liked it, and I was expecting to be like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, I have not tuned in. All the promotional material made me think it was just going to be way too corny. So I'm interested that you two have said positive things about it so far.
Yeah, you do have to get past the first 5 minutes. I wish I said that before I told you guys, because before saying that was like, fuck, I should have said something. Because Hunter, isn't the first 5 minutes, it's a little bit ridiculous.
What's the first scene?
It's like the thong song on the...
Oh, I thought it was kind of funny.
yeah, I thought it was funny too.
It's pretty cringy, but yeah, I thought it was kind of funny.
I will say, I've been a Tatro fan for since I had access to YouTube. I literally grew up on Jimmy Tatro's videos, so anything he's in, I'll at least give the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah. I mean, it could be terrible. I've watched 1 episode. It's giving me a little bit of Ted Lasso vibes. So I could see that. But on that, I'm a little bit worried that they're going to try to get a little too emotionally.
I haven't gone past episode 2, but episode 2 I thought was really good.
All right, I'll continue then. So special shout out to Hawk Chat, Will Ferrell.
Yeah, thank you. Wow, that's actually huge.
Yeah, that's hilarious. You brought that up.
And folks, remember, the king is home.
The king is home.
Repurposed Jimmy Butler jersey.
Yeah, I can't believe they wore gray, dude. That shit looks so fake.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever worn this since I purchased
it. Material jersey.
Yeah, exactly. And it looks so bad.
So horrible.
All right, folks, thank you for tuning in. We'll be back at some point. God only knows. C for 58.